Okay, so read the description box in the last video. I put up 3 series that, in my opinion, you must watch to understand what I'm sharing with you here. It's taken hundreds of videos to explain the information between these 2 parts. That's not what this video series is about. The video series is just to show you that yes, there is a hinge and there is a connection at this 42-month period, 3.5 years. At the end of this 3.5 year period, that there is some sort of war, okay? Some sort of symbolic war. Well, if we read in chapter 11 further down, we find out that this war is beginning to be associated with this spiritual interpretation, okay? And it says, and their bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. So what we're looking for is something that's symbolic of where the Lord was crucified. Well, first of all, many people want to say that it's Jerusalem. The Lord wasn't crucified in Jerusalem. He was crucified outside the gates of Jerusalem. Secondly, Jerusalem is hardly a great city. Actually, it's reported in Psalms that it's a very tight and compact city, a very small city. So when it says, and their dead body shall lie in the street of the great city, that's New York City. Let's give unto her double. Which spiritually, so now we're looking for a spiritual significance between Sodom and Egypt. Well, we know that Sodom had all the debauchery, all the wickedness, all of the other things that would go along with that we all know. And then we have Egypt is represented for beauty, art, and culture. Well, that's your perfect symbolic interpretation of New York City. All of the wickedness, the darkness, the debauchery connected to this high education, this high art, this, in a sense, high culture, and it's married right there. So it says where also our Lord was crucified. So if the Lord wasn't crucified in Jerusalem, where was the Lord crucified? Well, the Lord was crucified in Golgotha, city of the skulls, or Golgotha, city of the dead. It just so happens that New York City has a place which is the largest commercial cemetery on the face of the earth. And it's at no other place than Hart Island, which will connect us back to Job, which describes the Antichrist heart being as cold as a piece of nether millstone. Nether is underworld. The millstone connects us to Revelation 18, chapter 21, 22. Revelation 18, verse 21, verse 22, where we're going to find that great millstone. That great millstone is being connected in Job to the Antichrist heart being cold as a piece of nether millstone. And now we have New York City has a place entitled Hart Island, okay, a dead heart, which is the largest city of the dead on the face of the earth. Commercial city. And I'm talking about its destruction of commercial Babylon. Yes, this cemetery is still running. So New York City is Golgotha, city of the dead. It is where the sacrifice will take place. Everything symbolic is all there. I've said it before, it will not be the only singular location for the sacrifice, but it is the main objective, the main statement of the sacrifice. So keep that in mind. So that's where we're talking about here. That's the significance of what's going to go down. This will be the symbolic kickoff for the major war on our spiritual freedoms on this world. And yes, there's going to be a great loss of life. So view the series and you'll get the rest of the information that goes with that. Here's what I want to offer to you real quick, that it's the nations of the world that are wrathful, that it's not the Father. Verse 18 of chapter 11, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come. Many people want to say, okay, the nations are angry, and then this wrath has come. That's God, and God's coming with wrath because the nations are angry. Wrong. It reads as a singular sentence. And the nations were angry. Anger is an emotion. Wrath is the actualization of that emotion of anger. So the nations are angry, and then their wrath from this anger has come. And then it describes around this time that the dead would be judged. And the dead, as I said, the judgment takes place in the spirit, not in the physical. God's not judging us here in the physical. He judges us in spirit, just as it says here. And it says, in the time of the dead, and they should be judged. I'll be back.